Hey guys, so I'm going to be making a video on a Vivarium setup for a pair of Pygmy mulga monitors. Scientific name is Varanus gilleni. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong, I'm useless with scientific names. I thought I'd document this just in terms of what I'm making. I'm going to be doing a fake rock background. Second attempt at doing this. I did attempt it for my Akis. It went okay, but I've learnt some mistakes, so we'll see how I get on with this one. So yeah, just thought I'd document it and you guys can see how I get on setting up. So first off, I'm going to seal the Viv with an aquarium sealant. I always seal my Vivs when I build them. I just find it toughens them. It's just best thing to do really. So yeah, here goes.
Check out that left flap, baby. Yeah. Jokes. Anyway, so sealant is going on all four corners to the tops, bottoms, both sides of the Viv. I'm not doing it to like the polished look, polished standard, because I'm going to be putting the polystyrene on there shortly. So it'll be completely covered up. But yeah, just going all around the Viv. Bit of a boring video to watch because I did not know how to speed the video up anymore, so soz about that, guys. The angle of the video as well, it does get better, and I do zoom out, trust me. But yeah, so that's just me doing a little bit of sealant. Go on, son.
I'm not worried too much about how good it looks because I'm going to be applying the polystyrene to the background shortly. So yeah, time for cutting the polystyrene. So for the polystyrene, I bought huge, massive sheets. They're really cheap from B&Q. It's literally like 20 quid for a massive sheet of it. I'm probably going to go back and get another sheet, depending how much I use today, to make the ledges. This is, I think, about 2 inches thick. In the Viv, it's not going to be that thick because when I use the hot foam wire cutter, it will slice it through, which will allow me to give that natural sort of break in the rock, etc. So, break in the rock, even if that makes sense, but yeah, you get what I mean. So, here it goes. I'm not worried too much about how good it looks because I'm going to be applying the polystyrene to the background shortly. So yeah, time to cut the polystyrene. Guys, the back doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to be putting the sides on, etc., and adding levels and layers to it. Later on in the video, you'll see what I mean by that once I get to a stage where you'll probably see the video. I'm not going to video all of this. I'll video some bits of it, but you'll see it in the next stage where I am cutting through with the hot foam wire cutter, and you'll see the level of thickness it takes out of it. Because one thing I done last time is I got the thinner polystyrene in my Aki Viv, and when I was cutting it through, there was literally nothing left. So I'll show you guys that shortly.
And he's back again with that sweaty back. Check it out. Anyway, this is a bit of a long mid video, shall we say, guys, because I could not work out how to speed the video up anymore because I'm using iMovie. But I am applying the adhesive that I'm using. I use no nails. Some people say yes, some people say no. It's worked perfect for me in the past and I've had no issues with it. I'm no expert, but it's what I've used and what I've used in the past, as I said. So feel free to put a lot on the polystyrene, because one mistake I made last time was not putting enough on my first ever build, and needless to say, it come away. What I will do then is also at the edges of the polystyrene, where the polystyrene meets the wood on the Viv, I then go over that with an aquarium sealant later on, because when it dries, you will get a small crack. It moves, it dries out in the Viv, but if you go over it with the aquarium sealant, that will stop it from doing that. So that's what I've learned, a little trick. Here's me putting on the last side piece. At the end of this, when I was finished, I actually wedged it in place with some longer polystyrene places from left to right, just so it wedges it in and it sets. I did install the light after this, just to get the heat in the Viv and to speed up the drying process, because this is only day 1 and I think I was on day 5, I believe. I'm recording this 6 months on because I've been a lazy fucker, but we are where we are. So yeah, here is me finally finishing that. So day 2 and everything has dried out, the adhesive has dried out. I am now putting on the layering, as I call it, basically just more polystyrene put in place to create the sort of rock ledge effect that I'm looking for. One thing I will say is feel free to put as much in as you like, because you can always cut it away. One mistake I did make previously was on my first build, I didn't put enough in, cut it away, and then realised, I should have put more in. So yeah, here's a bit of a long-winded video of me boringly sticking the layers in, but it gives you an idea of what I done and how I got there. One thing I know about Pygmy mulga monitors is they love to explore, so I wanted to try and give them as much place as possible to climb around the tank, explore something different, hide out in different areas, different levels. Here you'll see me layering up, and that's what I mean by that. Layer up the polystyrene, because you can cut it out and make it look like one single piece of rock when you cut into it. That's what I done, and you'll see in the other videos shortly.
I've got to cut it all through and then put adhesive on it and stuff. So yeah, quite a fun mission.
So this is day 3 when all the polystyrene is set and in place. I'm now going in with the hot foam wire cutter. This looks quite easy. Trust me guys, it's very, very slow. You have to be very, very patient. This video has been sped up to the most that my video editor will allow. This is probably one of my most enjoyable parts of the build, because I can start now making my own on the background and molding it into what I want. You'll see here I'm taking off like chunks of it rather than just tiny little pieces. That's because the wire is hot. I used a knife on my previous build, and then I ordered this halfway through because shout out to the Reptile Hunt. I watched his video and I was like, this is a game changer. These machines aren't stocked in the UK, so you have to buy them outside of Europe. Ask me where I bought it from, can't even remember. But they are really, really good. Just Google them. They're worth every penny in my eyes. They are a little bit pricey, I can't lie, but it was an investment because I'm going to be doing plenty more builds like this. So yeah, you can see it cuts through like butter, but it's extremely slow. So patience is a virtue. You'll see as the video goes on, I get further along on the project, and you'll see me coming up to the next stage of where I'm starting to apply the first coating on the background. So yeah, stay tuned. So this is day 8,000 jokes. It's probably the evening on the same day, but it did take a while. I'm now at the bottom of the Viv, as you can see, streaming through it. Looks like it's taken not that long, but trust me guys, it was a lot. Anyway, so here I'm just cutting through the lower bases. Ensure you go underneath as well, guys. Don't just leave it a smooth surface underneath, because trust me, if you're like me, and it is going to be a show Viv, you can see the underneath from different angles. So make sure you go underneath as well, and that's including when you put the first layer of coating on the background. But I will touch base on that shortly on the next video. One thing to do, guys, please hoover in all the little crevices, because you want to get all of the polystyrene up. Last thing you want to do is be layering up the first coating and you're getting all these little bits and pieces in it, because it is a nightmare and you're gonna have to pick them out. So make sure you hoover. You could probably just use like a brush if you ain't got a hoover or anything like that, but everyone has a hoover these days, so definitely recommend. It's a lot easier, less messy, it takes half the time. Boom. So we are now at the stage where we are slapping on the adhesive. And what I mean by that is, some people use tile grout, some people use tile adhesive, some people use a mix of both, some people put sand in it as well. On the first 3 layers, I do not use sand or cocoa fibre, for the sole reason I want it to stick, and I want to have the last 2 layers with that on. So that I think I put 5 layers on in total for this background. People say, oh, you can get away with 3. I would say, if anything, do 4. 5 is probably a little bit extra, but because I know how active they are, I chose to do 5. That was probably the most painstaking process of my entire life, I'm not gonna lie, because you have to wait for it to dry. Definitely recommend. I actually unscrewed the heat bulb in here at this point, I think I did, yeah, for the fact that it was a lot easier for me to apply at the top level. The next videos you'll see is me cracking on with the lower levels, and you'll shortly see the outcome. I think it's of the second applying of the adhesive. So I didn't realise that I hadn't taken video of me applying the 3rd, 4th and 5th layers on. So great content, Chris. But one thing I will say is allow the adhesive to dry for, I'd say, 24 hours. For the sole reason of that, you want to make sure it's dry before you apply another layer, because it's just going to take longer to dry out. One thing I will say to you all is when you're allowing it to dry out, put the glass back in the Viv, obviously. It will steam up, it will get really humid in there, and it will be like that for a while because it is drying out. It's going to take a good couple of days to dry, especially with the amount of layers that I've put on there as well. With the 3rd layer, I then introduced just desert sand into it to give it that grit, and a little bit of cocoa fibre just to give it that texture. Just mix it in the same bucket that you put in the adhesive or grout in, whatever you're using. Colour wise, I went for a sort of sandstone colour because I thought it'd match the environment that I'm trying to make for them. I don't use any paint in that, but some people do use paint. Obviously there's a certain, I believe it's silicone paint, something like that, but I don't trust it. So for me, I just went in with this and kept it safe. So this is the end result after I believe that's the first coat. Apologies for the change of angle, it's really annoying, I know guys. I was also recording for my Instagram at the time. Then I realised I should have been focusing on this, but you can start to see it come to life. You can see the textures in there, and that's it dry. That is the end result after 5 layers. Ignore the wires for now. Ignore the wires. I've got a drill in from the top, but for now, I just need you to get some light into it. But it's looking good. It's a bit humid because it's still drying out from the stuff, but yeah.
Hey guys, it's day 4 and the Viv
Absolute
is
lies.
complete.
It was not day 4.
Yeah,
it was
really,
day
really
5.
happy in the way it's turned out. It's exactly how I wanted it to turn out in terms of texture, the colour. But yeah, you can see it's all done. Apologies for this side, the glass is still a bit steamy where it's just finished drying out. But I will take you on a little zoom in so you guys can see it for sure. But I've literally got the Arcadia. I'm changing this out to 100 watts. It's not emitting enough heat at the moment. The wires are going to be drilled up to the top shortly. I've got the Arcadia Luminize in here. It's not on currently because I'm just changing the bulb out because the bulb came broken in delivery, and I'm going to be also installing a Arcadia Luminize Jungle Dawn as well. So yeah, really happy with it, and I'll just show you guys now the inside. So this is the end result of the Viv build, and it's now dried out. Still a tiny little bit humid in there, but I left it for I think it was around about a week or 2 actually before I set it up fully. Here's a quick video of it in place in the living room. Moving on to the Viv, I think this is probably around 3 months post in now. I took this video just showing you how it's lived in by a little nest box in the right hand corner. But yeah, really happy with the end result. They're loving it in there, thriving. I will set up another video of introducing them, going to collect them, etc., because that was around about a 5-hour round trip, so that was fun. And here's another little video of it now, and you'll get a cheeky little glimpse of them at the end. So yeah, cheers guys, thanks for watching. Hope it wasn't too boring. Peace.